What do you think about your team kind of handling adversity after last night, the first inning, bouncing back and scoring 9 unanswered?
Yeah, I mean, you want to come back with a good answer or a good response, bounce back, whatever you want to call it today. But then you kind of did it double, or you had an answer within an answer, so to speak, because the first inning didn't go our way. So it's good, but I think they've kind of made it a theme of this team, and I think that's something that went well for us last year. And of course, there's a lot of core parts back from last year's team, but I think there's some new guys that have kind of taken up that philosophy as well.
And what was Kirby doing so well?
I think
middle innings?
Throwing strikes and then controlling the running game. I mean, the only time they tried to run on Kirby, we threw the guy out. Russell did a great job there. So if you look at the game as a whole, I thought we defended well, and Russ did everything he could. But when we were throwing strikes and controlling the running game, we were pretty much in control of the game.
Just there in that first inning, what was going wrong with controlling the running game?
I just think a little bit too much thinking. I mean, you get in an environment like this, we're here for a reason. It's a playoff type environment, plus or then some, with everything that's going on, media and anything else you want to add to that list. So your mind can get going a little bit, and you've seen some swings out of guys either against us or on our team where it's like, what was that all about? Well, probably a lot of thoughts going on at one time rather than just focusing on playing ball or doing what you're supposed to do in that situation.
Coach, I guess after top of the first, when you had 6 stolen bases, I guess you're thinking like, we just can't have any base runners on, right? You
right.
Keep
no,
off the base
no. We had to get Kirby hot, so we could have put Dolly out there for another inning, even though his pitch count was so high. I think 75 pitches after three innings. But if a guy would have got on base, we were going to bring in Kirby. So we had already had to get him hot in the first inning because of the run game. So we brought him in that situation, and he made us look smart.
So you haven't batted yet. You're down by 4, but you still got 9 at bats. So you think like, hey, we can hit these guys. I mean, no need to get it.
Yeah, I mean, no need to panic. I mean, you don't want to come back from 12-0 or anything like that. But these are explosive athletes that are a part of these programs. You have to be invited to this tournament, and the play shows that on the field. At least the athletes do. So. It's a long game is what I'm getting at. You got 9 innings, and then last night we showed, I don't even know how many innings it was that LSU and Oklahoma played. So you might as well just keep playing ball and let the scoreboard take care of itself. And then maybe in the 8th and 9th inning, you got to play some strategy up. But otherwise, it's play ball for 9 innings, really.
Just what you see from Chase and kind of why he struggled there early on?
Again, I just think too many minds or too many thoughts going on. The stuff was good. But maybe he was flattening it out, and the command wasn't as good as it was in the 2nd and 3rd inning. Sometimes you see that out of kids. They're juiced up, and then they kind of wear themselves down. You can only be that hyped up or that excited for so long, and eventually you're just going to kind of drain yourself. And it looked to me like he had got so many emotions out of his system, and he had to watch us hit for a while, that he just got out there and just pitched the next 2 innings. And I'm not so sure he wouldn't have been able to go for about 25 more pitches at that same rate. But like I said, to us, we wanted to shut down the running game and throw strikes and make them come from behind because we were up 5, and so Kirby was the guy we saw fit to do that job.
You moved some guys up and down in the lineup and put Christian Scott in there. Jared Dickey leading off. Just what is Dickey doing for you so well, leading off, and then kind of what was the thought process behind some of those moves today?
Yeah, I mean, Jared's doing what we want. We want quality at-bats, and results will come and go. You can ask Jordan Beck that because he's squared up some balls as well as anybody at this event and doesn't have a lot to show for it, at least I don't think, some hard outs. So we just want grinder at-bats, and Jared Dickey struck out against Hansen last night in his first at-bat, but it was pretty good at-bat overall, especially if you take into account all the factors. So we want someone to set the tone, just like we want someone to set the tone on a Friday on the mound. And then Christian Scott, quite frankly, won the batting practice contest. I mean, he and Christian Moore were the 2 guys that were locked in the most. And we went with C. Scott because we thought he could give us some good defense in the outfield too. So we might approach things the same way tomorrow. Just see who's got the look in their eye like they're ready to play, because right now we're still searching for exactly how we'll line guys up in the bullpen and exactly how we'll line guys up in our batting lineup.
Thanks, Coach.